Wow.
I saw this video by well-known globetrotter Wolfie in Australia, and here you see him in this very dinky airplane, more like a car with wings. This bucket of bolts, this little tin can that he's flying around in, who tries to downplay the whole Coriolis effect, so-called effect of the spinning ball Earth, as you see here. And basically, when it comes down to it, when the Earth spins, and say when a bird flies from north to south, you're going to be off course based on the spinning of the Earth. Again, Wolfie tries to downplay this effect. And let's get right to it with this video clip.
The aircraft was flying from Bali to Perth with the atmosphere matching the rotation of the Earth perfectly, and the aircraft making no adjustment. As it continued moving south, it would be moving into air that has a lower lateral velocity, and that would cause the aircraft to begin moving with the air.
And let's just stop it right there. What Wolfie said is absolutely ridiculous. And let's take a look at this map for reference, where Bali is just south of the so-called equator. So again, the ball is supposedly spinning 1,100 miles an hour at the equator. So it's not going to be much of a difference when you're at Bali with the supposed rotation of the Earth. And with the supposed rotating ball Earth at Perth, the Earth is supposedly spinning approximately 700 to 800 miles an hour. So you go from, say, 1,000 miles an hour to 700 to 800 miles per hour when it comes to the so-called spin of the Earth. And what he's saying is, when the plane flies south, due to the lateral rotation, as you get lower, it slows down, and the plane can just move along with the atmosphere. This is absolutely ridiculous. Now let's take a look at this one website when it comes to the Coriolis effect. And it says here, objects moving above Earth's surface are subject to what is known as the Coriolis effect. An object moving a great distance over the Earth at a particular destination must compensate for the rotation of the Earth changing the position of its destination. So they give an example here with this bird, where you can drag this bird down. So if it tried to, say for example, fly straight down to the Tropics of Rhombus, what would happen is, of course, due to the so-called spin of the Earth, it would be way off course. So again, it gets back to Wolfie when he says basically the plane would move with the Earth's atmosphere, which is absolutely ridiculous. So the contradictions and the lies being told by Wolfie are obvious. Now let's take a listen to this commercial pilot that flies huge airplanes, unlike this goof in this little, again, dinky little airplane that just flies locally. Not someone that flies long distances above this flat Earth. Let's take a listen to what is said here.
At 143 knots, so that's quite fast. So I mean, the movement of the Earth it's not negligible. It's basically standing still as compared to our motion at that moment.
That's your experience?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they tell us, you know, that at least in the U.S., the ground's moving at about 700 miles an hour left to right. And I was thinking that's kind of odd if you're landing, going north, you know, or moving in the north direction.
That's not, and that, yeah, no, the ground looks to us like it's standing still.
Yeah, not an issue, huh?
Yeah.
So you just heard that from that pilot. Basically, Earth is standing still. And again, a really important point to make is, you can tell this pilot doesn't even put the so-called spin of the Earth into consideration whatsoever when she's flying a plane. Now let's take a look at this clip as well, and listen to what he says when asked about the so-called curvature from aboard an airplane. Take a listen.
Did you notice any curvature while we were up there?
Curvature? No.
No? There's no curvature?
It's just all flat.
Very interesting. A pilot says he does not see curvature when aboard an airplane while flying. And getting back to this particular pilot as well, talking about the runway basically being static, not moving. Ridiculous considering we're supposedly living on this spinning ball Earth. Now let's take a look at this commercial airliner coming for a landing. For anybody to believe that this airplane is navigating on a so-called moving runway, as you see it here coming for a landing, absolutely ridiculous to believe a plane is attempting to land on a spinning ball Earth. Give me a break. It's static, Obviously, this earth does not move, just like it states in all these Bible verses. I'll read off a few. Here from Chronicles, he has fixed the earth firm, immovable. From Psalms, thou hast fixed the earth, immovable and firm. Again from Psalms, he has fixed the earth firm and immovable. So what it comes down to, what the Bible states matches our reality. I also came across this one website called Aero Students, a very detailed website from start to finish on aeronautics, flying airplanes, the basics of avionics, the history of avionics. I mean, it gives every type of detail that you like to know about airplanes. It's about training future pilots. And what I found very interesting is the subject of flight itself. When in flight, it says, making assumptions that there is a flat earth, Earth's curve is zero. Now, regarding the supposed spinning ball earth, it says here, there is a non-rotating earth. No Coriolis accelerations and such are present. And it goes on and on. But the point is, this is from basically an aeronautics student's guide to flying. So some might say, oh, this is just one website. Well, let's take a look here on NASA's official government website. You can see here at the very top, nasa.gov. And let's scroll down here and let's take a look. And this is from August 1988. I'm going to scroll down and let's take a look what it says here. Very interesting what it says regarding flying above Earth. It says right here, this report documents the derivation and definition of a linear aircraft model for a rigid aircraft of constant mass flying over a flat, non-rotating Earth. So there you go. This is from NASA itself. Unbelievable. And what do globe believers have to say about this? They'll just turn a blind eye to the truth, what is presented on NASA's official website. And obviously not interested in the truth, just defending their core beliefs, which they've been taught at 5 years old, that we live on a spinning ball Earth. Give me a break. And getting back to Wolfie, his downplaying of airplanes flying over the spinning ball Earth and the Coriolis effect. Obviously, he's downplaying the Coriolis effect as a non-entity, a non-factor. That's because obviously Earth does not spin. There's no ball Earth whatsoever. So when it comes to these globe trolls, there's no debunking the flat Earth truth.
So, Wolfie, riddle me this. Do you get a call from ground control? Ground control to Wolfie Cloud Show. There is a man observing you from a non-inertial turning reference frame. Please make micro adjustments immediately. Do you get that call, do you, Wolfie, you stupid buffoon? Look like it's drifting. Yeah, ground control to major idiot. You've got to account for a not actual drift you're not experiencing.
Tell me how misunderstanding Coriolis effect would kill somebody.
Because if your gizmos and gadgets that you think are accounting for something that doesn't happen suddenly fail, you might start accounting for something that they're not accounting for and end up crashing the plane. That's how.
Why would I do that? You say
because you think Earth's turning beneath you, and you think there's an 8-inch per mile square drop in front of you. That could cause people to die. You think there's a cavity opening up ahead of you. Well, if you head to that cavity that isn't there, you'll crash into the ground, won't you? And if you think Earth's turning towards you as you move towards it and start accounting for that crap, you might cause devastation and death. Am I clear with you, Flyboy? I absolutely want your job.
We train every year.
Do you? And do you train for the gadgets and gizmos accounting for things from roundabouts?
We train every year.
Sorry, do you account for Coriolis?
Do you see here?
Stuttering Flyboy, you should be sacked. Like Wolfie should be sacked. And I'm absolutely justified in it, because it would kill people if you started correcting for things that aren't happening. That's going to kill someone. You should be sacked.
How? How?
Because it's not happening. If you start accounting for things that aren't happening, because you think your gizmos that were accounting for it, to the best of your knowledge, well, when they fail, what are you going to do? Start accounting for it when it isn't happening? That's going to kill people. Again, admirably describing and showing how some of our opponents on the anti-flat earth side, in this case, Wolfie6020, simply have no clue about how Coriolis actually works. It's only observable as you turn beneath something. Like accounting for it in a plane, what, you got a Coriolis meter? Ground control to Major Idiot. I realise you're trying to impress a blonde as you fly your shitbox. Nevertheless, we have a guy observing you from a roundabout. He says you seem to be taking a corkscrew path as he turns beneath. Please turn on your Coriolis correction instrumentation immediately. Where is it in this little shitbox, Wolfie? Where's the Coriolis button? Are you going to point it out for this blonde? Hey, that's the button we press when a guy watches us from a turning reference frame below us. You see, from his point of view, it looks like we curve. So we need to correct for that. Him looking at us, looking like we correct for that. So we do reverse corkscrews. It'll be ace. You dumb idiot, Wolfie. I hope you enjoy salt. Coriolis effect is an effect you can only observe as you turn beneath wings, Wolfie, and you've already demonstrated to everybody admirably that you think you correct for it in your aeroplane, making you stupid. So if you think your credibility in regards to Coriolis effect, an effect that is an illusion only observed as you turn beneath, that you said you were correcting for, is going to be taken as anything other than a good laugh by us, then you're only appealing to your own dumb audience in that regard, my friend. You've already been demonstrated to be stupid by me, haven't you, Wolfie? You don't account for drift observed as you turn beneath things from a plane, you complete idiot. How many times do I have to humiliate you with this fact you got wrong and didn't understand? You haven't got Coriolis correction equipment in a plane, you complete idiot. Even I know that. I suggested that you should be fired as a result of you thinking that you can claim to correct for an illusion only observed as you turn beneath things in your plane. I said that should get you fired. And I stand by it because it's correct. You don't understand this effect that can only be observed from the ground as you turn beneath things. You thought you were correcting for it in your plane. Very dangerous there, Wolfie. You complete bonehead. You're just dumb. You're not going to salvage this, Wolfie. It's gone beyond the point of no return, my friend. No amount of, I had loads of money, is going to get you out of it either. Okay, buddy? The other thing that confuses me is that Wolfie6020, the idiot that says he claims to correct for this drift that Earth's supposed to have in the second reference frame. So him in his inertial reference frame travelling straight, being observed from a guy on a roundabout, watching him seem to take a curved path because he's turning beneath him. That's two reference frames with the guy watching the plane seem to curve because he's on a roundabout, right? That's two reference frames. Non-inertial spinning roundabout, inertial aeroplane travelling over. Okay, so that's how you have Coriolis effect. Man turning beneath other thing, looking at an illusion of it seem to drift when it travels straight. Okie dokie. And Wolfie says he corrects for that in his plane. Anyway, Simon Dan says that the reference frames in that claim that Wolfie doesn't understand and says he corrects from, he says they're ruined. So what gives there? Simon Dan saying that the reference frames that Wolfie doesn't understand and thinks he has to correct for from a plane, they don't even exist, according to Simon Dan. So what are you correcting for? Are you correcting for the drift in the inertial reference frame that's not happening there, Wolfie? Because that doesn't happen according to Simon Dan. They're ruined, mate. So you've got two problems. Dan saying that you don't have two reference frames to need to account for drift, and me saying drift's only observed from the ground, as that is absolutely the case when it comes to Coriolis. Hence your humiliation there, Wolfie. I love humiliating Wolfie, the dumbass. This is great. Thank you, whoever brought this up.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mitch.
Brought a video yesterday. You've probably covered it, but never in all my days. Mitchell did the broken pendulum, didn't he? And he's done a video saying, "Wow, here's one that works," as if it's the mechanism that's broken that meant the other pendulum didn't work.
Oh, this gets better and better. You telling me Wolfie's talking about pendulums?
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. So the pendulum has the effect of it drifting because Earth's turning beneath it, right, Wolfie? Hold on a second. Doesn't the pendulum correct for it? In the inertial reference frame, like your plane? You stupid idiot. Oh, this is getting better and better. Keep digging that hole, you dumbo.
What you just heard Nathan Oakley rip his soul right through his throat, like he said, concisely, to the point. That's the standard.
MIT, the Army Research Laboratory, flying over a flat, non-rotating Earth. Flat Earth with a flat Earth assumption. Non-rotating flat Earth. A flat, non-rotating Earth may be assumed. A flat and non-rotating, assuming a flat Earth. Flat, non-rotating Earth. A non-rotating Earth. Flat, non-rotating Earth. Validity of flat Earth based on a flat Earth assumption for a flat Earth and a flat atmosphere. Flat, non-rotating Earth. The flat Earth model. Propagation of electromagnetic fields over flat Earth.
I was reading a lot of stuff on the flat Earth.
Okay, yeah. True.
It's true?
Yep.
Okay, all right, cool.
All right.
God bless, brother.
All right, have a good one.
You too.
Did you notice any curvature while we were up there?
Curvature, no.
No, there's no curvature?
It's just all flat.
That stuff is flat.
Wow.